Hey, what's good? Welcome in. Welcome to Divine Consciousness. This is going to be a general collective reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. You know the drill. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment down below. So let's see what the energy is for the collective consciousness. Okay. What do we have, Spirit, for the collective? I hope everyone's doing well, being safe, going easy, resting, chasing their dreams, building their dreams, creating their dreams, bearing fruit. Beautiful. I believe this is a 3. Yeah, this is 12, so this is 3. Aligning mind, body, and soul. There's something that is beginning to show recognition, beginning to show reward, or something that is going to soon be showing reward and that's coming towards you. Something about a butterfly can be significant. You could have a butterfly tattoo. Open to discovery. Which is 34, which is a 7. This is getting to know yourself better, getting to know and being open-minded. I wrote something and it was along the lines of an open mind can never serve a closed heart. You can't have an open mind and a closed heart, right? It just doesn't align. It just 1:44 when I looked at the clock. It just doesn't make sense, right? So usually when someone has an open mind, it means that they are able to love all perspectives. They are capable of holding such perspectives of a difference, right? Not indifference, of just a different perspective. Opening to discovery. There may be a new opportunity that's upon the horizons for you. Unlocking some sort of new gift, some sort of new reality. Something that has been written in the stars. Arizona could be significant. I'm getting the desert. Something about the desert. The desert could be significant. Dubai. What else do we have for the collective? Oh, beautiful collective. Awakening genius. Yeah. Open to discovery. Awakening genius. Bearing fruit. So you're touching on your gifts. You're rooting your gifts. You're strengthening your gifts. Your gifts are beginning to be recognized. Whatever your gifts are, right? You could even be an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor. That's a gift. That's a gift that you bring into the world, a service, right? Underneath, deep breath, another 7 card. We have 7, 7 here. You could be seeing the 777. You could be a Pleiadian, 7 sisters, the 7 stars, right? Something written in the stars. This has been written in the stars before you have entered this vessel. This was a soul contract agreement. You have grown through the lotus, through the mud. The lotus flowers here, the Buddha head. You could be Buddhist. You could be in Tibet. Yeah, look, a higher view, number 5. And then underneath, we have the oracle's gift, right? So something's opening up. Wish upon a star, right? Something about the stars, something that has been written in the stars. There could be a connection that's coming in. This is very heavy on the readings that I've been tapping into as of late with the with the collective. You could have a Native American ancestry, and this is something that is bringing some sort of recognition, some sort of gifts or beliefs, some sort of past life reward, pardon me, that is coming in for you. I really believe that if you want to take your gifts, your skills, your abilities, your hobbies to the next step, or just life in general, or just the next version of yourself, it's going to be very beneficial for you to really schedule some time for stillness, to be quiet, to breathe, to align with your breath, because breath is life, right? Spirit is breath, the breath of consciousness, all that is life. If we do not have breath, we don't have life. So breath is life, whole is within our lungs. It is held within our lungs. Perhaps some sort of breathwork class would be beneficial for you. Perhaps you're a breathwork facilitator, or you just went to a class, or you're thinking of going to a class. Allow this to be confirmation whenever you come across this video. It could even be a year from now, okay? It's still confirmation. Awakening Genius is an 11 card. So that's some sort of mastery that you have skilled within this lifetime, but your gifts of past lives are coming in. Yes, and as soon as I say that, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Four of Cups. So there was some sort of regret for not, like a missed opportunity, or something that you think that was a missed opportunity is actually going to begin to bear fruit, is actually going to bring in this new opportunity for you. Or what I'm getting is something that you thought was lost wasn't. What's that saying? Just because it's no doesn't mean it's never. It just means not right now. What do we have for opening to discovery? And then we have an 8 card. And you see, he's a clocksmith. He's looking at his stopwatch and he's recalibrating something that needed to be recalibrated. This is a common theme of the readings that I've been doing for the collective. Something regarding your work. This has to do with work. The 8 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles is the 9 of Pentacles, something to do with your independence. That is going to be brought to light. You see how he has this light, this lantern next to him as he's working. This could even be like, what's standing out is you see this, I don't know, eyepiece, how he's just carefully working and correcting the clock. Like someone could be carefully watching you and observing you, because the, what's it called? That magnifying glass is standing out to me. So someone could be watching your work, and this is the opening to discovery here. So someone could be open to being discovered. You could be on the way of being discovered, or your work is on the way of some sort of recognition that's going to be bearing fruit. What do we have with Awakening Genius? Let's clarify and confirm. Yeah, so something that you thought was a missed opportunity with the 5 of Cups is not lost. And it came out with the Page of Cups. So it's something that may seem small in the beginning, but it's very sacred, because he has cows here, and cows are sacred animals, are sacred beings, once known to be very godly, because they produced milk, the milk of the gods. But there's something that is coming in that you feel that will bring you passion or joy, or that was some sort of like remorse, regret, being left out in the cold. But that was really the path that led you towards awakening into your greatest version, into higher wisdom. And then the King of Swords in reverse. So some sort of plan that fell through. This could have been an Aquarius. King of Swords is an Aquarius for me, or Gemini, Libra, okay, with the air signs, that tried to, or has some sort of regret because they missed some sort of opportunity with you, or try to interfere regarding an opportunity, and they regret and have some sort of regret trying to interfere because it came out in the reverse, but it's not happening. It's bearing fruit anyways. What do we have for As you went within, you did your spiritual work. Virgo, I was going to say Virgo, the Virgo. And that accent could be relevant. I don't know what kind of accent it was, but um, yeah, so with the hermit here, really going within, the work within, open to discovery. You've discovered new paths, new gifts, new ideas. What do we have for the Five of Pentacles? The Six of Swords. Learning to move on, how to move on. Discernment, clarity. Moving on with discernment and clarity. And that is bringing in a new stage of an awakening of awareness. Whether this has to do with work, which I really feel this is your work being recognized, your work bearing fruits. People are going to awaken to the genius of your work. With this King of Swords spirit, the Magician, seeing everything that you have to offer. The Magician, you have all the tools you need to start, to begin. There's no regret. This isn't a missed opportunity. Everything had to align accordingly for this opportunity to come in, for you to be tested to see if this is something that you still wanted to do, if this is something that was still being called, if you were still getting that pull, that internal tug towards it. The Magician, something that is coming manifest, something bearing fruit. This is being made manifest. And you see how these cards, ooh, I just got the chills. That's confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Something is being made manifest. This is very heavy in the readings, the collective readings. Something that you've been working on is coming to fruition and beginning to bear fruit. And this has something to do with your works, your efforts. This could be your spiritual journey. Okay, and you see how this card here, bearing fruit, you're lighting the candle, you're lighting the way for others, how these two cards are very similar in color. It almost looks like the Magician card. Okay, this is a completely different deck because this is tarot. Sorry, I'm trying to get the angles. But it looks like the bearing fruit, the oracle card, is overpouring into the tarot card. You see how the flowers are very similar, the color, everything. This could be something that you love to do. Lilacs could be significant. Roses could be significant. Perhaps putting lilacs and roses on your altar. You see how he has an altar in front of him and he has all the tools that he needs in front of him. Okay, so perhaps some sort of garden or flowers could be of significance on your altar. Be careful not to burn yourself out at both ends. Okay, then we have Justice. Wait, is this the Justice card? Judgment, excuse me. Judgment, open to discovery. Yeah, so someone's passing judgment on your work. Someone has been watching you closely. Someone has been watching your work very closely. And they see the light that you bring. They see the path that you're on. Or you are awakening to genius. You are awakening to your spiritual path. You're awakening to this new beginning that is here, open to discovery, awakening genius, judgment, the Hermit, and the Eight of Pentacles. Going within, doing the shadow work, doing the light work, becoming a light, a guide for others. Then we have the Two of Swords with the Empress. So this is kind of you were closed off or feeling closed off to a new beginning, to some sort of closing off the ability to nurture, not putting as much love into something and moving on to only be called back. But there is a new beginning. Yeah, so maybe someone's trying with the Three of Swords underneath. Maybe someone's trying to block this beginning for you, but you've moved on from someone who's left you out in the cold. But this is only a Page of Cups. Can I get one more card with the Two of Swords and the Empress for the collective? Yeah, so we have the Tower, a shocking revelation, an aha, an upheaval. Something had to crumble. So you had to receive some sort of divine intervention, some sort of divine guidance, some sort of divine clarity. This is awakening the genius that really broke you open to receiving, right? You see how she's blocked off here. She has the Two of Swords in front of her chest, 15:55 as I look at the clock. So there is change coming in. This is sudden change, a sudden change to a beginning, to something that you're working on. Underneath, we have the Four of Pentacles, a change in your stability. Then we have Justice, the Justice card. Justice is coming in on your manifestations. Then we have the King of Wands, standing in your power. Something is coming back around, but cycles needed to end. So partnerships can come in, new unions, new partnerships. We have the Lovers. We have, wow, the Four of Wands, the 1111 card, and there's also an 11 there. And then we have the Hierophant here. Look at this. So there's something regarding a higher level of commitment, and there's some sort of decision, or it's like answering the call and attuning and adjusting to this higher level of commitment. This could very well be a king of wands that's coming back around, or that's coming in to offer stability, the Lover's card. Perhaps the King of Wands had to choose. The Lover's card traditionally speaks of the traditional path, which is mother, family, tradition, right, with the Empress here, or the unconventional path of building new foundations with your significant other, right? Male or female, it's energy speaking. So someone's coming in and choosing you to build new foundation, to build new ground, solid ground, because they want a higher level of commitment here. But you had to go through some sort of spiritual test, initiation with your work to be able to stand on your own, to be independent, and something is coming out of this. It may seem small at first, but it's going to allow you or assist you in moving on, bringing clarity in this new beginning. That's all I got for you. Much love. Take care.